Welcome to your practice. Thank you so much for meeting me here at Oma Yoga Online. It truly means the world to us. All of your love and support does not go unnoticed. So with all of that being said, let's get started today on rebirth, going into maybe new shapes or shapes that you don't practice too often. So we'll be twisting, we'll be opening our hips, and we'll be touching a few moments on balance as well. So we'll start in a seated position. If you have blocks or a blanket or anything that you'd like for your practice, go ahead and grab those. And we'll start with one hand on the heart and one hand on your solar plexus, or your torso. So right above your navel there. Let's go ahead and roll the shoulders back and down, root down into your hips, lengthening through the crown, all along your spine. And I encourage you to step into your practice today with that beginner's mind. Almost imagine this is your first time on the mat. Explore with awareness, new spaces, new sensations. Explore how empowering courage can be when we balance. And of course, offering ourselves grace through maybe new shapes and twists today. And if you've practiced these shapes before, it will simply be another opportunity to practice and to evolve into your best self. So let's establish our foundation, our path for our practice, our breath. You can relax your jaw and begin to slowly breathe in through the nose, expanding, and then softening, releasing on your exhale. Slow breath in. And as we slowly exhale, we kick on that parasympathetic response of the nervous system. So coming into rest and digest rather than a state of survival mode or urgency, which is needed, but we don't need to stay in that state all the time. Let's begin to bring the arms up over the head. And then bring the hands right down through the heart here. And just continue at your own pace here with your breath. Reaching the arms up. And then the hands come right down to your heart. We'll take 2 more times. Reaching up. The gaze can lift. Maybe add a gentle smile and then watch the hands as they come down. One more time, circle sweep, gaze can lift. And then those hands come right down into the heart space. We'll receive a nourishing breath in. And a grounding, cleansing breath out. We're going to come onto our backs for a little bit here. So go ahead and switch around there, and we'll go ahead and slowly come down onto our back. So maybe we'll actually start in a little boat pose before we come down. So modify, this is still really early. We'll bring our hands behind us, the fingertips face your glutes there, and then go ahead and bring your feet to a floating position here. You could also keep your feet on the earth if that's better for you right now. I'd just like us to hold here and breathe. Simple and supported movement, still strong in the core, but the breath is steady, always here. 2 more breaths. And slowly hug your left knee into your chest as you come down onto your mat here, onto your back. So the left knee hugs in. Roll out the ankles. Good, and then go ahead and switch to the right knee. The right knee pulls into your chest. Give yourself a nice big hug there. Right knee in, roll out the ankles. Roll the shoulders back and down. Good, your spine is connected with the earth. And then we'll hug the left knee in to meet it. Go ahead and just start to guide your legs into some hip circles. So bring your palms to your knees and take your knees out and around. The legs are bent. Just stirring the pot here, opening up the hips. And then we'll take this in the opposite direction. Bringing awareness to our bodies, our breath, to this moment. And then we'll go ahead and bring the knees together and just go ahead and rock from side to side. Now drawing some circles on the ceiling with your knees. Switch directions. And then we'll go ahead and take a twist. So go ahead and take your arms out to the side, the palms face up. We'll drape our legs over to the left side. The right hand meets the left hand. So if you have anything for underneath your head, any sort of pillow or blanket, that's really nice here. Otherwise, go ahead and have the right palm meet the left. Stay here for a big breath in. And on the exhale, peel that right hand up the arm across the chest, opening into your twist. And we'll do that 3 more times. So inhale, right hand meets the left. Breathe in. And then on that exhale, you'll start to peel open. You can turn your gaze over to the right. Good. 2 more times. Inhale, hands meet. And exhale, blossoming, peeling open. 1 more time. This time we'll hold in our twist. So breath in to prepare, and then exhale, peel open. You can stay with stacked knees here, stacked thighs. You can also extend that left leg and come into a supine twist and bring that right knee across. The arms can stay out parallel, or you can bring the right or the left hand on top of your right thigh. So expanding into the torso as you inhale, into the chest, and then softening, unwinding on your exhale. Finish the breath that you're on. And then we'll unroll back to center, hug both knees into your chest. Good. Take your legs up an imaginary wall here, and then separate the feet, open up the feet there into a straddle. You can hold behind the knees, add a little pressure there. Good. And then we'll come back up to center and hug the left knee into the chest, and then just alternate the right and the left, side to side. Moving with your breath. You can flex your feet and also point your toes. Switch it up. You might lift the shoulder blades to add a little bit more core here. Good. And then we'll go ahead and end with the left knee into the chest. Good. And then hug the right knee in. The arms come out wide, getting ready to twist over towards your right. So let the legs drape over the left hand, comes over the shoulder, left shoulder lifts. The left palm is connected with the right for the inhale. On the exhale, drag that left palm up your arm across your chest and opening to your twist. 3 more times at your own pace. Really intentional with your breath here. Perfect. 1 more time. Inhale, hands connect. And then on that exhale, peeling, rebirth, blossoming open, heart open. The jaw is relaxed. Try to roll those shoulders back and down. You can stay here. You can also come into that supine twist with the right leg extended and the right hand on the top of your left thigh. The gaze can be wherever's comfortable. Completing that twist, you'll turn your head over towards the left. One more breath here. And then roll back to center. You can rock on up to seated, or go ahead and roll on over to the side, press your palm into the earth, and we're actually going to come to tabletop. So go ahead and take your legs out and around, and we'll go ahead and get set up for tabletop for some cat-cow. So the palms come underneath the shoulders here, the knees are hip distance apart. We'll tuck the tailbone, press the palms and the tops of the feet into the earth, tuck the tailbone round, and then drop the torso, lift the heart, roll the shoulders back and down. And then exhale opposite way, tuck the tailbone, the chin tucks, the crown of the head comes towards the earth. You can tuck your toes here as you come into your cow. And then untuck your toes, tops of the feet press into your cat. You can bend your elbows here. If you want to add a little tricep press. You can close your eyes. All finger pads are gripped here. Fingers spread wide. You have a little pocket of air underneath your palm there. So really nice and supported there with your fingers. We'll do a couple more each way. Maybe you audibly sigh out. And from here, we'll come into puppy pose. So if I ever cue downward dog and you would like a more simple or kneeling option, you'll want to take puppy pose instead of your downward dog. So it starts in tabletop, and we're simply just walking our hands, melting our heart down towards the earth here. Opening up the upper back, shifting the hips back so they stay stacked above the knees. You can bring your chin, if that feels comfortable, to the mat, or tuck the chin and bring your forehead to the mat. You can also bend your elbows and bring your hands into a prayer position behind your head. One more big breath here. We'll go ahead and walk the hands back underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, lift the hips back and up into your downward dog. You can pedal it out, take any movement that feels good to you in this moment. Lift both heels, drop both heels, maybe shift forward to high plank, and then back to your downward dog. We'll make our way towards the top of the mat. So stepping, walking, jumping, make your way there. Into a halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, hinge from the hips, forward fold. Good. We'll bend the knees as we circle sweep up to Tadasana, mountain pose, reaching up. And the hands come right down into the heart space. Deep breath. We'll take a side body stretch. So we'll reach the right hand down and the left arm comes up and over. Reaching, rooting down into that left foot. And then back up to center. Roll the shoulders back and down. Keep the tailbone tucked. The toes spread wide. The knees are bent. Drop the left hand down. The right arm comes up and over. Nice side body stretch. And just simply go back and forth from side to side. Reaching that right arm up, rooting into the right foot. Hips press over towards the right. And then the opposite for the left side. Reaching, rooting into your left side. The gaze can be upward. And linking this movement with your breath. We'll do one more each way. Good. Keeping that heart open. Good. Come back to center. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands come down to your heart. We'll lead with the left foot for some sun salutations. So the left foot steps back into your low lunge, and then the right foot follows into your kneeling or high plank. So cobra or upward dog for your vinyasa here. We'll shift forward onto the toes, hug the elbows in, slowly come down onto the chest. Cobra, lift up. If you like upward dog here, that's great too. And then release down, tuck the toes, press through tabletop. Maybe pause in an active child's pose, and then back into downward dog. Good. Still leading with the left leg lifts high. Good. Big step forward. Pause for a moment, look up. And then the right foot follows. Take a halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold, let it go. Bend the knees, circle sweep all the way up, reach up. And the hands come right down into the heart space. Right side, bend the knees, circle sweep. Exhale, hands come through the heart. We'll step back with the right into a low lunge, and then the left. Kneeling plank or high plank here. Engage the core, the low back activates as well. And then go ahead and shift forward, hug the elbows in, cobra or upward dog, inhale. Exhale, release, press back through, tabletop, into your downward dog. 3 breaths here. Tractioning forward with your hands and tractioning back towards your heels. The knees can bend. The heels don't have to touch the earth. Creating space here. We'll lift the right leg up as you inhale. Keep those hips square. Big step forward with the right foot. Good. Look up for a moment. Lengthen your spine. Engage your core. Big step with the left foot into your halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, circle, sweep all the way up. And right down into the heart space with the hands. Anjali Mudra. We'll do one more time each side. We'll add a little variation this time. So bend the knees, inhale, open up, maybe out of back bend, maybe lift the heels, keep that core strong, maybe balance here on those toes for a moment, and then drop the heels, hinge from the hips, forward fold. Step with the left, back, good, and then the right into your plank. Yogi's choice, cobra or upward dog, kneeling plank or high plank. When you're ready, shift forward. Hug the elbows in, upward dog or cobra, lift up. And we'll meet in downward dog. Tuck the toes, and we'll meet here. Ground yourself with a breath. The left leg lifts high. Good. This time, let's bend that knee, open up those hips. Stack the hips. Try to keep the shoulders square. And then some hip circles. Good. About 2 or 3 each direction. And then we'll square the hips again. The left hip pulls down, the right hip pulls back. Big step forward into your lunge. This time we'll drop that right knee and just simply reach those arms up. Inhale. And then exhale, frame the left foot, tuck those toes, big step forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Let's hang out here in this forward fold for a moment. You can take ragdoll. You can step on the palms of your hands. Let the head be heavy here. Beautiful. One more breath. Maybe a nice cleansing audible sigh. And then slowly come on up. Final sun salutation on the right side, leading with the right leg. Hands come down to the heart. Deep breath. And release. Good. Bend the knees, circle sweep. Maybe add that balance challenge coming up onto the toes, and then hinge forward, step back right, and then left, kneeling plank or high plank. Yogi's choice, flow through your vinyasa here. High on the toes, elbows hug in, roll forward, upward dog or cobra. And then we'll meet back in downward dog. We'll lift the right leg high, bend the knee, open up those hips, stack the hips. Press actively into the ball of your right foot here. The left toes spread wide, and then add those hip circles, 2 or 3 in each direction. Good, and then we'll take a big step forward with the right foot. Drop the left knee, reach those arms up, inhale, and then exhale, frame your foot, big step forward, halfway lift, and fold. Bend the knees, circle, sweep all the way up, reach up, and then the hands come right down into the heart space. Deep breath. Beautiful. Getting ready for pyramid pose. So we'll go ahead and start with the left foot this time. So the left foot steps back into warrior one. So if you have blocks, get them ready for you. You can also use books if that works too. You can check out Rachel's yin yoga or restorative video with books. You'll get a good laugh out of it. And lots of helpful tips. So warrior one, the right hip pulls back. The left hip pulls forward. We'll reach the arms up. Good. Both toes are facing forward, especially the right toes. The left toes are angling towards that top left corner. We'll straighten this front leg, reach these arms up. And then hinge forward over your thigh, reaching for the blocks or for the earth here. Good. So again, the right hip pulls back, the left hip pulls forward. The gaze point is at your back left knee here. Think about lengthening on your inhale and hinging on your exhale. We'll come into a revolved triangle from here. So your left hand plants on the earth, and then your right hand opens up and twists towards your right thigh. So opening up and twisting here. Keep those hips square. Option to stay here. Option to come into your revolved, balanced half moon. So if you have a block, bring it with you. If not, that's okay too. We'll take a big step forward, bringing the left hand right underneath that left shoulder there, balancing on the right foot, lifting that left leg. And maybe you start here. If that works better, both hands on the earth, just active in this back leg. If you'd like to revolve, go ahead and plant that left hand. Keep those hips hugging towards each other, opening up. And then maybe you come into the traditional version of balanced half moon. Reaching up, open up those hips. Good, give yourself grace. Embrace the wobble and breathe. Good, and then come back down. Step back into your warrior one. Slowly walk your hands up onto your thigh. Inhale, reach up. Straighten that front leg back into pyramid pose. Frame that front foot. Halfway lift, lengthen. Good. Exhale, fold. Slowly come back up. We're going to balance one more time on this right foot here. So get ready to step forward. Big step. That left knee pulls into your chest. Good. Coming into standing pigeon pose. So we'll go ahead, falling out, tap this left knee up, the left leg crosses over, and you might lower your hips down into your chair, to your seated, to your standing pigeon here. Maybe you lift for a moment and then lower a little bit deeper there. Come all the way back up, plant that left foot, reach up, and the hands come right down into the heart space. Good. We will bring the top of the right foot onto the earth, tucking the tailbone, pressing the hips forward, leaning forward. You might get a nice stretch on the top of your ankle, on the top of your foot there. And then release. Go ahead and shake that leg out, bend the knees, inhale, reach up. Bring the hands down to the heart. We'll take a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, come all the way back up again. Maybe add those lifting of the heels. And then the hands come right down into the heart. Warrior one with the right leg. Step back with the right leg. Left hip pulls back, right hip forward. Ready for this balance challenge series on the other side now. So go ahead and take any layer, any option that feels best for you in your practice today. So left hip back, right hip forward. We'll extend the front leg and not hyperextending or locking it out. There's a little bend there, a little support. We'll reach up tall and then hinge forward over your front thigh, saying hello to your hamstring here. It's almost like you're tractioning the mat apart. So tractioning forward with your left foot and back into your arch and into your right pinky toe and your right heel. Good. Gaze point is at the back knee. Breathe here. We'll get ready for our revolved triangle. So we'll plant the right hand, peel open up and twist. The left arm reaches up. Draw the shoulders towards each other. The gaze can be upward. Good. You're more than welcome to stay here, or maybe even stay in your pyramid pose today, if that works for you. Or you can start out by walking the hands forward, bending into the left knee, lifting that right leg. And then again, maybe staying here today. Maybe taking one hand to the heart, and you can alternate. You could also take one arm out wide. If you'd like to try that revolved balanced half moon, you can go ahead and plant that right hand underneath the right shoulder. Block is lovely here. Open up and twist. Good. Maybe you switch to traditional balanced half moon. So the left hand would plant, the hips open up, and the right arm reaches up. Good. Plant those hands, bend that left knee, come on down, walk on up to your thigh. Woo! Good job. Reach up, coming back, revisiting pyramid pose. Take a bow, reach forward. Melt that heart, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Good. Slowly come up. One more time, balancing on the left foot here. We'll reach up. Strong core with intention. Bend into that front knee. Lift the right. Good. And cross on over into your standing pigeon here. Sink a little bit deeper. Maybe rise for a moment. And then revisit deeper waters there. And then come all the way up. Last time, lift that right knee. Woo! Good, and lower back down. Pedal it out if you need to here. We'll go ahead and take that foot stretch on the left foot. So hands to the hips, bend the right knee. Bring the top of your foot, so tuck those toes to the mat. It just takes a little lean forward. Press the top of your foot towards the earth. Lean forward with the hips. And then release. Good. Bend the knees, circle, sweep up. The hands come all the way down to the heart. Final halfway lift. Exhale, fold, step, or jump back into a plank. Final vinyasa, shift forward. Hug the elbows in, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Beautiful. Good. Coming into a lizard lunge. You can come to this from kneeling or downward dog. This will be our final hip opener, and we'll cool down with a nice twist in Shavasana. So go ahead and we'll bring the left foot forward first today. So the left leg extends back from tabletop or downward dog. We'll take a big step forward to the outside, the left side of our mat with our left foot. Great time to come up onto blocks or a stack of books here. So the hands are on the inside. Good. And you might stay right here. A blanket underneath that right knee is really nice too. You could tuck those back toes, point and flex for a moment. On the back shift, drop that knee, untuck the toes. Good. So go into your expression that feels nourishing to you today. This is option 1. You could also maybe bring one hand to your thigh if that feels better. Good. You can also come down onto your forearms. So that might be on the block or onto the earth. And this might be enough. Remember, these are all options, all layers. The next few options are quite the kick up on the hip opening here. So listen to your body and use your breath as a tool here, as a guide. Heel toe this left foot in. You can roll open, externally rotating your left hip, coming into a really lovely sensation here, giving you the opportunity to breathe slowly, gently, with grace. Final option, you can bring your forearm to parallel on the blocks or on the mat, and you could twist to bring your hand to your inner thigh. You could also take a back stroke, reach this left arm back, bending this right foot, right knee, maybe finding the foot, and then coming into a bind here onto your ankle or the top of your foot here. Really nice quad stretch and a hip opener here. We'll be here for 4 more breaths. Take your time and breathe. Beautiful. 1 more breath. Stay for that exhale. And slowly release. Come back up. Walk up onto the hands. Extend that left leg. Pull that left hip back. Whew. And then go ahead and bring your hands out to the right side and just stir the pot. Rotating the hips here, opening up both directions just a few times. And then we'll walk the hands back, the legs come back, take a child's pose. Your choice, the arms can come down by your sides, or they can come out long, the knees can come together, or they can go wide. And we'll go right into the other side. So meaning from tabletop or downward dog, we'll come into our lizard lunge on the right side. So lift those hips if you're in downward dog. We'll lift the right leg back from tabletop or downward dog. Big step forward with that right foot. Good. You can have your right hand on your thigh, maybe left hand on the earth. If you've got blocks, those are great here as well. So same idea here. Go to the expression that feels nourishing and available to you today. No judgment, all options are valid, always. So maybe on the hands, the right knee is right over the right ankle. Make sure to tuck those back toes. Maybe you point and flex, explore that hip flexor, and then on that back shift, drop that knee, and the top of the foot comes to the earth. Maybe you come down onto the forearms. Take a few breaths before you transition to the next layer, to the next option, if you're choosing the next option. Maybe you roll onto that right pinky toe, externally rotate your right hip. And you might take that twist as well. Wherever you are, we'll stay for 4 breaths. Stay for the exhale. Beautiful. And release. Walk up onto your hands. Extend that right leg. The right hip pulls back, left hip pulls forward. Maybe you flex that foot. And then we'll go ahead and bring the hands out to the left and just simply stir the pot here. Both directions. And then slowly come onto your back. Take those hands out to your knees. You can shift around onto a seated position. Maybe you take a final forward fold before meeting on your back. And we'll slowly come down. I did say final twist, so we might just go ahead and hug the knees into the chest and give a little rock from side to side. But otherwise, I'd like you to get a nice long Shavasana here. So go ahead and rock on your back from side to side. If you want to pause in a gentle twist, that's a great option. Each way. And we'll meet in a letter X pose, arms out wide, legs out wide. And just simply surrender, release, soften into your mat, into the earth. And notice the fresh energy tingling in your fingertips and toes. Give yourself permission to soften here. Notice your breath supporting you. Relax the jaw. I'll start to guide you into your final resting pose, Shavasana. Feel free to take as long as a Shavasana as you'd like, getting back into your peaceful space. And so you can start by bringing your legs together out of that letter X and the arms down by your sides. Remember, Shavasana can be done on your back, on your belly, on your side, legs up the wall. Any position that you feel most comfortable in. Adding any layers or a blanket or socks is really lovely too. A bolster or a pillow underneath the knees helps to relieve the low back, any pressure there, or discomfort. So soften into your toes, into your ankles. Moving up to your thighs and hamstrings, your hips. Softening into your belly, your chest, and your back. Into your arms and forearms and shoulders. Letting any tension or resistance just be and dissolve just for now. Give yourself this gift. Relax in the jaw. The mouth might open slightly to release any tension. And softening into your temples, your upper lip, and your nose and eyelids, forehead, all softening. Without changing anything here, simply notice your body breathing itself, your breath, oceanic structure, giving you life on its own. And then your attention goes to your thoughts, not judging or labeling them, but just simply letting them pass through like clouds, through the blue sky of your mind. And using your breath, the feeling of stillness be your anchor. In your Shavasana as long as you like. May you take this awareness, this peace, this courage, this balance with you into your day and your days ahead. Thank you for joining me today, and thank yourself for taking care of your mental, emotional, and physical well-being. See you soon. Namaste.